Taking a look at inflation, clearly we've got the two main indicators, the headline deflator, the core, both of them right around 2%. And that's one of the things the Fed looks at as a reason for hiking rates and maintaining this gradual rate hike path. Wages, though, still are not accelerating, even as this broader measure does pick up. So if wages don't, for whatever reason, is that another reason to move slowly? Is that a reason then to say maybe we have to be very careful, because we don't just want to get to 2%. We want to keep inflation at 2%.
So wages are very important, obviously. Wage inflation relative to more general price inflation, I'm not sure you can connect them so tightly as to say if we see wages performing one way, we should think about our objective for core inflation the same way. I will say one of the reasons we are looking carefully at the topic this year at Jackson Hole is to understand what structural forces may be affecting that wage performance. Does it have something to do with cyclical factors, or are there more structural reasons we see wages not moving at the pace you might expect at this stage in the cycle?
Esther, is the trade war entering into your view of inflation at this point? Are import prices maybe an even greater risk than the risk of a tight labor market and falling unemployment?
So that will be a good question of whether the pressures that we see coming through on inflation from this are temporary or whether they could be more persistent. So in my own region, we will get anecdotes from people saying, I have this price pressure and I'm passing it on. I think the question is, will that be broad-based? Is that going to be a one-off? And it shouldn't have, we should look through that for the long term, or will we begin to see more broad instances of wage pressures, and so, of price pressures, and so far we have not seen that.